Morning students, today we will discuss exercise 1.3. I have yet to tell you one type of set, universal set. So in this exercise I will discuss it. First we just want to discuss some question of exercise 1.3. Let's look exercise 1.3. So in some questions I start questioning from question number 2, because question number 1 is a simple fill in the blanks, and you know it very well. Question number 2 says, before starting this particular question, I want to discuss with you again two things. Suppose A is a set A, E, I, O and U. This is a simple set of vowels. So two things till now we have studied. First subset and second belongs to. So belongs to meaning any element which is lying in the set called belongs to. And about the subsets we have learnt lot. Meaning if I ask you that find out the subsets. So you have lots of subsets here. I can't write. We have actually 32 subsets, and I taught you the concept of number of subsets, which was equal to 2 to the power n, where n a number of element which is 5. So 2 to the power 5 meaning 32. So I don't want to write all the 32 subsets, but one or two I will write. Suppose I am writing this, or writing this, or writing this, or something like that. All are subset of A. All are subset of A. Meaning 32 subsets there. Just focus on the single subset. Suppose I am writing that. Only single subset I am taking. Suppose I am writing that. A. Subset A. Is it true? Yeah, it is true. Because this particular is a subset of A. I have written all 32 I can't write, but few I have written. And then I just want to rub that and want to raise this problem. That does this subset of A? Yes, it is subset of A. But instead of that, if I will write A subset of A, this is a wrong sentence, because for subset particular we have this format, meaning set format. This is a subset of A, and that particularly this symbol is showing yes it is subset, because that must be in a set form. But instead of that, if I would write A subset A, this is a wrong, because it is an element. So for that, if until and unless we will use this particular, till then it cannot be subset. So for being the subset, we must have like that. Now this is subset. But if single element I am writing, A is not subset of A, but A belongs to A. Try to understand. A belongs to A. So belongs to meaning be the element of A. So is A element of A? Yes, A element of A. So in case of being the element, you use belongs to, and it is the subset definitely when 32 subsets can be raised here. So one subset is subset of A. Yes, it is subset of A. So what is the difference between these two? When belongs to used, no set form it is used here. Okay. One more thing I want to discuss with you, which is actually upcoming thing. Suppose I'm writing one more set, which seems actually a bit tough. Still I'm writing A, E, I, O, U. This is a very strange one, but it is fact. First I want to ask you about element. How many element it is containing? So we'll say not 5, but it is 4 element. 1 element, 2 element, 3 element, 4 element. So this is actually single element, which is actually in the form of set, but it is called an element. So if we say that E and I, so what is this? So you will not say it is subset, because it is same as it is an element. So element, then it is belongs to. Try to understand. Now this time you are thinking, sir, it is a set, why don't we call it a subset? Because it is same as this one, which is actually was an element. Instead, if I want to write A, so I will only write A, because it is not in the form of set. So A belongs to A, yes. O belongs to A, yes. U belongs to A, yes. But this is, if I will write like that, it is wrong, because this is an element which is already in the form of set. So you have to accept the thing that yes, it is an element of A. Okay, when I want to write something about A. So what about A? Now it is in set form. A was element. Now in set form it is subset of A. What about O? If I would write O in a set form, called a subset of A. U is a subset of A. Now I would write that. So this is already in set form, so I would use 2 times. This is element and this is subset. This is element along with these curly bracket, inside curly bracket use. This is a subset and this is an element and this is subset. Now it is subset of A. Look at very interesting thing. If I would write only EI, it is belongs to A. But this time only EI, this is an element. When I use a curly bracket on that, it becomes a subset of the A. So this is very two important thing which I want to discuss with you. This is subset of A and this is belongs to A. Hope what I want to tell you till then you have understood about. Whenever we write belongs to, it must be an element. When we write subset, it must be in form of set, which actually having all element in this set. So this was a concept of this, and same as we have a question, we discuss some question here. Look at, I tell you. Question number 2. We have a question number 2. Examine whether true or false is. Don't think that question actually by the conceptual they are important one. That's what I'm telling you. Question first is AB is not subset of BCA. I ask you one thing. The question is this one. First I want to hide this and I say this BCA. How many subsets it is containing? 1, 2, 3. 3 element. Meaning number of subsets are 2 to the power n. Meaning 8 subsets. 8 subsets. If I ask you that find out all the subsets, then you can find out 8 subsets. First will be B, then C, then BA, for third A, sorry. Then fourth is BC, then CA, then BA, then itself BCA, and last, which is invisible, phi. Phi is always subset of any set. So these are 8. What question says? AB does not subset of BCA. Look at AB is here. AB. Yes, it is AB. Even if it is BA, AB both are same. No matter at all. So BA is none else. It is subset of this set, which is actually stated. It is not subset, meaning this sentence is completely false. It is not a good dealing or good method to see the answer sheet and check your answer, but you must have a knowledge about that, why it is false or why it is true. That's what I'm telling you all. So this is first question, which was telling that, which was talking about that does this subset of this? It is saying it is not subset, but we conclude that no, it is a false sentence because it is actually subset of BCA. Okay, now what about the next question? Say AE, it's very simple. AE subset X such that X is vowels of the English alphabet. It's very simple. What do you think about that? X is a vowel, A, E, I, O, U, and this is AE. So one can simply predict that yes, AE is none else. AE is a subset of this because all element of this is also element of this. My last sentence, very powerful, very important, very impactful, that when this set is a subset of this, and each and every element of this set is also element of this set. Okay, AE is also element here, so that it is called a subset of this. If I would write like that, A and E. So this time it is not subset because it is not in the form of set. This time it is belongs to actually. Try to understand, I'm telling you that. Okay. By the way, we will ask the question that AE subset of this, yes, because all element of this set is also element of this set, so that this is called subset of this one. So it's a true sentence. It's a true. Now what about the third? It is simple. You can predict that 1, 2, 3 subset of 1, 3, 5. Is it true? No, it is not true because all element of 1, 2, 3 not the element of 1, 3, 5 because it is 1, 2, 3, 2 is here but 2 is not here. So all element must be in that set, then it is called a subset of this one. So it is a false sentence. It is a false sentence. What about next? Look at our, let me write together these two. This is very impactful and a very simple concept which I recently discussed with you. This is a in the form of set. So all element of that set, all element of this set is also element of this set. So it is called a subset of this. It's a fact, true. But about that, this is belongs to. So belongs to meaning this must be element of as it is this one. But the element is A, not a set A. If this is not here, it is a true because A is element of this set. But this is A in the form of set. Actually it is subset of ABC, but it is not an element of ABC. Okay, let me write one more thing. Now look at what do you think? Now I ask you about three elements. Which are element containing here? C element, yes. B element, yes. And it is not A, it is a set A. So this is an element which is actually an element. So element belongs to set. It is true because this is in the form of set, I understand, but this is same as here. It was an element, one of the element of this set, so it's a belongs to, is a good sign there. But if it is only A, and if I write belongs to, it's a wrong because this is an element and as it is not inside the set. Hope on these all my words will not confuse you. I did clear each and everything. Now by viewing this, I think you can understand it. Just watch 2 and 3 times that video, you will get it soon. Question number 3 I want to discuss with you. A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we want to say which of the following statement are incorrect and why. Just true and false. So meaning incorrect. Which are incorrect? We just have to explain why they are incorrect. Okay. One by one we do try to do all. Like 3, 4 subset A. Second, 3, 4 belongs to A. Third, 3, 4 subset A. Now look, very good. It is question. First I ask you one thing. That how many elements there are? Elements 1, 2, 5 and 3, 4 with the set. So this is none else, even it is in the form of set, but it is an element. So when we talk about element for the set, we have to use the belongs to sign. Okay, I tell you something. 3, 4 in the form of set, understand, subset of A. Does it correct? No. Why? Because it is not subset. Even it is looking in the form of set, but look at the element now. This is 3, 4 in the form of set is already an element. So this is an element of A must, it should be belongs to. But if it is subset, meaning it is a incorrect sentence. Hope you getting me. Because this time this is an element. An element are never subset of A, but only set in the form of set is a subset of the A. So this time it is working as an element. So we count it as an element. An element always belongs to A. This is not in subset of A. Okay. If just beside that, if I want to see this one, just drop that. This one. What do you think? This is an element. And it is coming in the form of set. So this is called subset of A and it is subset of A, meaning it is correct. What about that? This is 3, 4 as this particular sign which is already an element. So element meaning belongs to A. This is correct sentence. Meaning these two are correct sentence, but it is an incorrect sentence. Totally focus on this because of that particular question is important. Otherwise nothing is in this question. So this I wanted to tell you. I explained already. And do try from your side, you will get it. Okay. Some more question. Look at 4th question. 1 belongs to A. 5th question. 1 subset A. 6th question. 1, 2, 5 subset A. Look at. Now, what do you think? 1 belongs to A, meaning 1 is element of A. Yes, 1 is element of A. It is true. 1 subset A, wrong, because subset always in the form of set. It is not in the form of set. So it's a incorrect sentence. Hope what I am going to tell you understand. and belongs to always follow an element. One is an element of A, yes, one is an element of A, yes, one belongs to A, true. But one subset A is a false and nonsense, because in a case of subset it must be in a set format in curly bracket, but it is not so. That's how it is not a subset. What about that? 1 to 5 is subset of A, yes, 1 to 5. All element, now the definition, follow the definition of subset. All element of this set is also element of A. 1 to 5, all element of 1 to 5 are element of this set particular. Yes, it is a subset of A. So this is a 2. This is a 2. Now, after 4, 5 and 6, we rise some more. 7th. It's a 1, 2, 5 belongs to A. 9th. 1, 2, 3 subset A, and 10, 1 to 5 belongs to A, it's a 7th one. Now 8th one is 1, 2, 3 subset A, 9th one, 5 belongs to A, 10th one, 5 subset A, 11th one, 5 subset A. Now these are some important question more which was list now. 1 to 5 is in the form of curly bracket. So it is saying belongs to, meaning this must be an element of A. But 1 to 5 with curly bracket, it is not there. It is not. Try to understand. 1 to 5 in a curly bracket, it is not there. So it is not belongs to. Instead of that, if it is subset, yes. Why? Because 1 to 5 is a subset of A. Why? Because all element of this set also element of A, so it is called a subset. But if I ask you that belongs to, it's a fallible sentence, because this time 1 to 5 in a curly bracket, complete must be an element of whole A. If you see that 1 to 5 is there, but it is not so, because same element must be there. Same element must be there. Like 3, 4. Like 3, 4. Does belongs to A? Yes, because 3, 4, even it is in set form, but completely being the part of A, completely being the element of A, so that it is called belongs to A, because it is an element of A. But 1 to 5 in a curly bracket, if it is being there, it must be as it is in a set A, then it will be called an element of A, otherwise it is not an element of A. So this time it is a subset of A, but it is not an element of A. So the false sentence this is. False. What about that? 1, 2, 3. All element of this set is also element of A. 1, 2, no, it is not so, because 3 is not here, 3 is not here. 3 and 4, it is one element which is actually combined element, so that 3 is not particular element of A, so it's a wrong sentence. All element of 1 is an element, 2 is an element, but 3 is not an element. 3 is not an element. 3, 4 combined in curly bracket was an element, but 3 is itself alone is not an element. So that it is particularly I would say that all the element of 1, 2, 3 are not the element of A, so it is a false sentence. False sentence. Hope what I am speaking you are getting it. If you won't hear me, listen this particular video or see the video 2 or twice and thrice, you will get it easily. And even after you couldn't, you can call me, you can do WhatsApp, and just I will sort out your problems. So now these two we have done it. So I want to wrap this question. About 5, I want to speak something. When we are told something like small question I am taking 1, 2, and I ask you find all the subsets. All the subsets. What are subsets here? 1 in a set form, 2 in a set form, 1, 2 in a set form, but last is 5. 5. 5 is never written in set form. 5 is subset, but it is not written in a curly bracket. Keep this in mind. 5 is a subset, but it is not written in a curly bracket. 1 is in curly bracket, it shows a subset. 2 is in curly bracket, it shows a subset. This is showing a subset, but 5 is, even though it is a subset, but we don't use a curly bracket on that. So this time if I ask you that 5 is what, so I would say 5 is subset. Look at here. Look at here. 5, 5, 5 coming all. This is a true sentence, because 5 is a subset of A. 5 is a subset of A, but 5 belonging to A? No, phi is not here. If I write that set like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and phi, then phi will be called belongings to A. Phi is called belongings to A, meaning this will be true. But if I am not writing that phi special element, so phi will show itself as a subset which is actually never used with a curly bracket. So this time phi subset A is a beautiful sentence. About phi belongs to A is a worst one because phi belongs in, it is not belonging. It is not belonging. About that. Sometimes students get confused about that. What about that? I ask you to think. One more question I want to write here. If I ask you that 1 is an element of A, yes. What about 1? So 1 is a subset of A. It's a fact. It's a fact. What about 2? 2 is a subset of A. Yes, it is true. It is true. If you have phi here, then phi will be, because phi this time an element, as 1 was an element, 2 was an element, so phi is also an element. If I will write spatially that from my side only. If it is not there, okay, phi is a subset, this time phi is a subset. But if someone want to express phi as an element, then this phi belongs to A, it's a true sentence. Like 1 belongs to A, it's a true sentence. Like phi belongs to A, it's a true sentence. But if you want to say something about subset, look at 1 is a subset of A, it's a true sentence. This time phi subset A, it's again a true sentence. When phi will be one of the element, then this will be true. Otherwise it will not be true. Okay, in question regarding this set particular, when phi is not there, question was asked this one. So you should understand that this is in the form of set, phi must be an element, then only it will be subset. But phi is not an element of A this time. That's why in case of curly bracket which showing phi, it will not be subset of A because phi is not there. It's a totally false. It's actually, it's a confusion between the phi. Phi is kind of the thing when it is a set, phi is always subset. But if somewhere some is writing this, then phi will be one of the element of A. So the meaning will be different. This time the query will come, definitely will resolve it, but this time phi is not there, so we'll say that phi is one of the subset but phi is not an element. When phi is not an element, this particular in curly bracket, definitely it will be subset of A, but phi is actually not there as an element. That's why it is a false sentence. So hope these words will help you regarding this particular. So I think it's good enough time because I have talked a lot about that these two questions. So hope student you do from your side. Question number from 4 to 9 you do try from your side. We'll discuss it tomorrow. Thank you.